Good morning, students. Welcome to C++ class. In today's class, I will explain you about functions. What are the functions? How to create functions? How to call functions? How to pass parameters to function? That we'll discuss today. Okay. Actually, this is the same concept as we have in a C programming. So in C programming also, I have explained functions and all. Same, if you have understood that concept in C programming, same definitions you can write in C++ also, but you write the syntaxes and example program in C++. Okay, so now I'll start the functions. See, what are the functions? What are functions in C++? C++ is nothing but function is a block of statement. Okay, what is a function? Function is a block of statements, uh, and we'll write that block of statements to perform a specific task. Or you can say that function is a block of statements that has been written to perform a specific task, like a sum function, subtraction, multiplication, division, or you can give a best example, main function. What is the use of the main function? Main function is used to start the program execution. Okay, and when you write the functions, it is a collection of statements. In function, we have a number of statements, and at the time of function calling, we can give a different input values. Okay, and it returns some output to the user. Example, if you are writing a function called sum. So for sum of two numbers, actually I have written function to add sum of two numbers. So how many parameters, how many input values it is taking? 2. And what output it is returning? C. Okay. So it will take some input and it will produce some output. Right? That actually what is the use of the function is, if you want to use a same code number of times. Okay, so same task if you want to perform number of times, instead of writing a same task number of times, here we'll write one time, and every time we'll give a new value. See, example, I want to calculate uh, sum of 5 subjects for 100 students. So how many times we are calling the same function? 100 times we'll call the same function, and how many input values it will take for every calling? 5 input values it will take. Okay, and it will what output it gives? Total of 5 subjects it will give as a output. Okay, that is the use of functions. Okay, there are a number of reasons actually why we are using functions in a programming language. Actually, this function concept we use in all the programming languages like a C, C++, Java. In all the programming languages, we have a function concept. And what is the main use of the function concept? Reusability. Same function you can use for you can call number of times with the different values. Okay. Now here we have some reasons, some benefits why we are using a function. Each function actually, if you have a related code, example, if you are calculating a total and a grade of a student, whatever code is related to calculate a sum and the grade of the student, that will be enclosed. Okay, and it is easy for the programmer to write the program using a function, because to calculate the grade we can write a one function, to calculate the average we'll write a one function. So separate functions means you can divide the code into a different sections. Okay, next your main use of the function is reusability. Same code you can use number of times repeatedly. Okay, next there are two types of functions. See, already I have explained in C programming there are two types of functions. One is library function, the second one is a user defined function. So library functions are also called as a built-in functions, predefined functions. These functions you will get when you load the software inside the system, which helps the user to create a program. Okay, so whatever functions you will get from a softwares like a C++ software, that functions will come under a library functions. Here you no need to create anything, everything ready made you will get. Just you need to call that function by passing a value. The next one is a user defined function. So according to your requirement, just now I have explained to calculate a sum and average of each student. If you are creating your own function, then that is called as a user defined function. So finally there are two types of functions. One is a built-in function and the second one is a user defined function. Now library functions. See, library functions, predefined functions, built-in functions, both are same. See, library functions, here I have given a definition. Library functions are the functions which are declared in the C++ header files, such as cos, exponential, square root, power. Means these functions we are not writing anything. Code for this function already written in the software. Just you need to call that function by passing a values. Okay. Example, here you can see iostream is a preprocessor command, and here what header file I have included? CMath. Math is for if you want to use the mathematical functions. All those mathematical functions inside this header file only. Now, which library file we are using here? std. So in this std, whatever classes are available, you can use that class. Okay. Next, here how many, main function is there. It is a function and it has a number of statements, and that are enclosed in a braces. Okay, so in the main function, how many variables have declared? You can see number, square. Two variables I have declared, and I am taking a number value from a user. So in order to take a number value from a user, first I am giving a prompt: cout, enter a number. So when a user gets this message, the user will give the value, and that value will be stored in a number. Next, after storing value into that variable, here what I am doing is I am calculating square root. So square root equals to sqrt. Sqrt here is nothing but the function, library function. Square root is a library function, and this to execute these functions, whatever statements are needed, whatever code is there, this function is already there in the software. Just you need to pass the value. So sqrt is a library function. Inside a function, what I have given? Num. Here what is the num? Whatever value the user is giving. So whatever value the user is given, for that we'll find out the square root using a sqrt function. But here nothing we have written, it is already there. Just we are giving a number, to which number you want to find out the square root. Okay, here you see, enter a number. Example 49 is there. So what is the square root of the 49? 7 it will display. But how to find out the square root and all, I have not given, because it is already there in the sqrt, because sqrt is the library function. Library function means whatever code is needed, whatever statements are needed to execute that function, everything is already there in that. Just you need to pass the value. Okay. Now the second one is user defined functions. So in the name itself, you have a definition. If a function is created by the user according to his requirement, then that functions are called as a user defined function. Like calculating a sum of two numbers, calculating a total marks of a student, calculating an average of student. That are all not library functions. According to our requirement, we are writing that functions. So that will come under user defined functions. Okay. Now in this user defined function, you need to declare the function, you need to give the values to the function, you need to call the function, everything you have to do. Okay, everything user has to do, right? So only the thing is, if it is a library function, it is a built-in function, everything ready-made you will get. In case of user defined function, everything you have to do, means from declaration of a function to calling a function. Okay. Now you see example, iostream is header file. Here std library file I am using. Void say hello example. It is a function. Now cout hello. So when void say hello is executed, what will be printed? Hello is printed on the output screen. Now you see the main function. In the main function I am calling a say hello. But in the say hello, what you have? Hello is there, that is printed. So when you call say hello, whatever statements are there in that function, that will be executed. Okay, but you remember one thing, if you call the function, that is called as a invoking also. If you call the function, at that time only the function will be executed. If you won't call the function, that function will not be executed. Okay, explanation to the above code. Once you see, iostream header file is our program to use its functions. So means we are including the iostream header file because I want to use the functions which are available in that header file. Next, I am including std namespace to use the classes without calling it. So in std namespace we have a number of classes. We are using that classes without declaring it. Once if you have declared std, whatever classes are available in that, all those classes you can use it. And I have created one user defined function, say hello. And in that user defined function, actually what is the purpose of that function? I want to print hello. When the say hello is executed, hello is printed on the output screen. Okay, and next, in the main function, from the main function I have called the say hello function. When I called the say hello function, hello is printed on the output screen. And remember one point, if it is a user defined function, directly we cannot call the user defined function. You should call the user defined function from the main function. Okay, so main function is the parent function for all the functions. All the functions should be written inside the means all the functions should be called from the main function. Actually user defined functions are declared before the main function, not in the main function, but it can be called from the main function. Okay, you can write inside the main function also. Whatever it may be inside the main function, it may be outside the main function, but function should be called from a main function only. Okay, now here, as already said, if it is a user defined function, user must call the function, user must declare the function. What are the steps you need to follow while creating and while executing a user defined functions? See, first step is defining a function. See, when you are using any function, then it is a condition that you have to define the function. Means what is the body of the function, what type of value the function will return, what is the name of the function, and how many parameters are there in that function, that you should declare. So here you can see I have created a I have defined the function. Defined the function is what is the purpose of the function, what is the body of the function will declare when you define the function. So here a return type is there. Return means when you call the function will return some value back to the main function. So what type of value it is returning back to the main function? Whether it is an integer, whether it is a float, it is a character, it is a string. What type of value it is returning back to the main function, that is nothing but the return type. Okay, and one condition is that when you are giving a return type, function should return that type of value only back to the main function. If you are giving a int and it is giving a float, it is not matching, your function will not be executed. Okay, according to your return type only, function should be return some value. Now function name, like a variable name, you can give any name to the function. It is a user identifier, like you will give a variable name. Similarly, you can give any name to the function. Next, in the parameters, when you call the function, it will take some values. Okay, what type of how many values it is taking from a user? Okay, that are nothing but the parameter. Okay, parameters means when you call the function, it will take some values. That values will be stored in a parameters, and this is a body of the function. Return type already I have explained. What type of value the function will return back to the user, that is nothing but the return statement. Okay, now here function name, as already explained, this is the actual name of the function. What is the name of the function? In the previous example I have given sum. So sum is the name of the function. Subtraction, multiplication, division, you can give any name. Okay, so whatever name you have given at the time of definition, no, at the time of calling also, you should give the same name. Even you're not supposed to change the upper cases and the lower cases. Example, if you have given a sum in a lower case, at the time of calling also, you should give a function name sum in a lower cases only. Okay, and it's a user identifier, user can give any name. Okay, the next one is a parameters. Parameters is like a placeholder. When a function is invoked, you pass value to the parameters. Example, I want to calculate sum of two numbers. Sum is the name of the function. How many values you are passing? Two value you are passing. Okay, so the two values are called as a parameters. Okay, so parameters are there in the function in order to receive some value from the user when the user is calling that function. Okay, now next, function body. What is the purpose of the function? What is the purpose of the function? Okay, we'll write for what purpose you are writing the function, that will write inside the body. So according to your requirement, you can write the statement inside the function body. Now here, one function I have given. What is the name of the function? Max. And what is the return type of that function? Int. Means when a max function is executed, no, whatever value it is returning, that should be of integer. And how many values you should give? How many values you can give your two values, because here only two parameters are there. One is a number 1 comma number 2. So when you are giving a two parameters, no, at the time of passing also you should give a two values. Now here you see int result, it is the local variable. Inside the function you can declare more variables according to the function purpose, and whatever variables you have declared inside the function, that variables are called as a local variables. Okay, now you see what is the purpose of the function. In the function body, what I have given, if number 1 greater than number 2. Okay, so there are two values. If number 1 is greater than number 2, result equals to number 1, else result equals to number 2. Here we are writing the function to check whether to check which number is the biggest among two numbers. Okay, if number 1 is greater than number 2, we are printing a number 1. If number 1 is less than number 2, we are printing a number 2. Okay, we are returning result back to the main function. Okay, we are returning result, that is nothing but the will give back a result to the main function by using the return statement. Okay, now here you can see function, declaration and prototype. See, what is the function, declaration and prototype is, see, when you want to use the variable, what you will do, first you will declare the variable. Similarly, when you want to use the function, first you should declare the function. Okay, you should declare the function, and the declaration of function is called as a function prototype or function declaration. So when you want to, if it is a library function, you no need to declare. But if you are creating a user defined function, it is a condition that you have to declare that function. Okay, so that declaration process is called as a function declaration or function prototype. Okay, now here and where you will declare. See, if you are creating a user defined function, name of the function should be declared, and that is called as a prototype, and the name of the function should be declared before the main function. Okay, in C++ also, if you are creating a user defined function should be declared before the main function. Okay, why? Because if it is a user defined function, compiler doesn't know actually user defined function, it knows only the library functions. So for that purpose, if you are using any user defined function, that should be declared before the main function. Okay, then compiler will come to know that there are some user defined functions in the program. Okay, now you see the syntax of function prototype. See, IOStream is a header file. std, from std library file we are using a different classes. Next, int add function. Add function is a user defined function, and how many values it is taking? Two values. So that is why two parameters have given, and it should end with the semicolon. So this is called as a function prototype. Okay, and where I have declared that function prototype before the main function I have declared. Okay, before the main function I have declared. So it is the condition that when you are when you are creating a user defined function, that user defined function should be declared before the main function. So when you are declaring a user defined function, what is the procedure here? You see how it should be declared. Third line, you see int add function I have given. Int is a return type, means from that function we are getting result, and that whatever result you are getting, that is the type of integer. And how many parameters are there? 2 parameters. So in the function prototype, return type is there, name of the function is there, and the parameters are there. Parameters are used to receive the value. So here a function declaration has the following parts. You see return type, function name, parameters. Okay. And example, one more example I have given, int max num1 comma num2. This should be declared before the main function. Okay, and next whatever name you have given in the declaration part, same thing you have to use when you call the function. Okay, even you're not supposed to change lower cases and upper cases. And remember one point, function declaration should be before the main function and it should end with the semicolon. Now calling a function. See, calling a function is, see, when you write the function in the, means when you have declared the function, when you have created the function definition inside the main function, your function will not be executed. When the function will be executed? When you call the function, at that time the function is executed. And this is also called as a invoking a function. Invoking a function, function calling, both are same. So when you call the function, at that time only the function will be executed. So when you are calling the function, at that time only whatever values are required to execute that function should be passed at that time only. Okay. You see two definitions have given. Second definition, you see, declared functions are not executed immediately. So whatever functions you have declared, that will not be executed immediately. They are saved for later use. And when that will be executed? When you call the function, at that time the function will be executed. Okay, you see here into main. Main is a main function. From that your program execution will be start. How many variables I have declared here? You see x comma y comma sum. So I am giving output statement to the user, enter two numbers. So when user got that prompt, user will get that prompt, the user will give the values, x value, y value, the user will give. That will be stored in a x and y. After that you see sum equals to add function x comma y. So sum equals to what? Add function should be executed, and whatever result you are getting that function, that will be stored in a sum, and in the next line we are printing the sum. So sum equals to add function. When the compiler comes to that line, no, at that time the user defined function will be executed and that result will be stored in a sum. Okay. So but if you have skipped that statement, your function will not be executed. Okay. So when you call the function by passing the value, here we are passing value x comma y, whatever value you have stored in a x comma y, no, that will be given, that values will be given to a parameters. Okay. So this is called as a function calling. And the main function will call the user defined function by passing the values. When you call the function, at that time only the function will be executed. Now, say you see here complete program I have given. First one is IO stream header file. Next std library file we are including. When you declared std, whatever classes are there, that you can use in the program. Next, you see I have created a I have declared the user defined function, which is also called as a function prototype. Okay, int is the return type. What is the name of the user defined function here? Add. How many parameters it is taking? How many values it can take? 2. Int and int. Now you see the main function. In the main function, one variable I have given, sum. Okay. Now you see that sum is a variable that I have declared in the main function. Next, calling the function and storing the values. You see, sum equals to what? Add 100 comma 78. When the control comes to this line, no, immediately control jumps to this code. Add. What is a value? 100. So this 100. And what is the b value? 78. Okay. Return a plus b. So that value will be returned back. And where the function result will be stored? In a sum. And that is printed on the output screen. Okay. Like this, from the main function, you can call user defined function number of times by passing a different values. Now the next one is function arguments and passing arguments. See, function arguments means, see here example, in this function definition you see int a comma int b I have given, but where is the value? Actually that two variables are declared to receive the value when the function is called. So from this line we are calling the function, no? So when we are calling the function at the, see, sum equals to add 100 comma 78 you have given, no? That is nothing but the function calling. When you are calling the function, at that time only we'll pass the value. So here in the user defined function, some variables should be there to receive the value, no? So here a comma b, int add int a comma int b, there, no? This a comma b are two parameters which are used to take which are used to receive the value from the calling function when the function is called. So a value is 100, b value is 78. And when that value will be added, when that value will be stored in a comma b when the function is called. So arguments and passing arguments are nothing but these are parameters which are used in the program to receive the value when the function is called. Okay, so in this example a comma b are parameters. That two parameters, it's also called as the arguments. That two are arguments are used to takes the value, receives the value when the function is called. You see, and remember one point here, in this add int a comma b, how many parameters are there? 2. Here add 100 comma 78. This number of parameters and this number of values the user is, the main function is passing, no? That should be same. Okay. The next here you see, when calling a function, the argument must be matched in number. Means number of values you are giving and a number of parameters to take to receive the value should be same. This means that values you pass must be equal to the number of parameters. How many values you are passing, no? That many parameters should be there in the function. It should be same. Okay. Next example program only I have given. Here same int add 100 comma 78, same. These a comma b are called as the parameters. And what for what purpose we have written the program? We have written the program to add sum of two numbers. Here we have added two numbers a plus b, but when this a plus b will receive here, when this this line comes, no, sum equals to add 100 comma 78. 100 is stored in a and 78 is stored in b. Okay, when function is called, no, at that time control comes to this function, at that time only the values will be substituted in this. Okay, this is about user defined functions in C++. Okay, so actually when you want to execute same code number of times, and if you are writing the same code multiple times, at that time instead of writing the same code multiple times, you can create a user defined functions, and that function will be called when the function is called, at that time only the function will be executed. Okay, so this is about functions. And here function declaration, function prototype, function passing values to the function, everything I have explained. Okay, thank you.